I'm just waiting on that double bottom to happen.
On which one?
All of it, brother.
Double bottom. What, on the daily or what?
Well, you know, it's my thing. I still think I still don't think we've seen a bottom, to be honest with you. As dramatic as it was, the one on my birthday, March 18th this year, I still don't think that we're, you know, all is good and we're back to normal.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. It's I don't know. It's pretty mind blowing to see how high up we've gone on this. I mean, especially stocks like Apple. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know, Apple reaching to all-time highs, and I don't know if you guys remember back in 2014, but they had that 7-to-1 reverse split, and it was a $650 stock, and it reduced it all the way to like $90. And now they're going to do it again. But you guys realize every time they do that, it makes the share structure that much fatter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the share structure, you know, it doesn't become smaller with the cheaper price range. You know, it's obviously to keep that same market cap, it increases things pretty dramatically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you look at it, what is Apple's share structure here, real quick? Yeah, 4.3 billion float. And, it's going to increase that by another 4 times. Fuck.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I guess the logic is that the share price is now for Apple on individual share basis will be affordable again. So maybe everybody's thinking, well, it's going to go down to $100 and then back up to $400.
Yeah, well, it'll put the share price of Apple around, what is it, $105, $110,
Yeah.
around there, depending on how far this run is out to. What is it, August 24th? I think is when the split is going to start.
Mm-hmm.
So big day, obviously, on Friday for Apple. I think with as strong as a close that it had, call me nuts, but we're probably going to see even higher tomorrow. There was no sign of weakness at all on this. I mean, it's possible to have some selling off on a Monday, but hell, they should have had some selling off on a Friday of all things. But a lot of good vibes, a lot of good news, a lot of good everything coming out for Apple over the weekend too. We may see as high as 450s. I don't know. We had a $40 move on Friday.
Wow.
All that is another $25 move to get to 450s. So that's high up on the watch tomorrow. To see how she continues playing. Obviously not an earnings play now, but you know, beat the earnings and it's going to keep climbing. Is it going to pull back? Just look at that weekly chart. Holy shit! This was all 1 week. 372 to 425.
Yeah.
Monthly chart. I mean, we've had 4 strong months out of Apple. You know, here's April, May, June, and July. August going to give us another pop up here before that next split. Well, I don't think we're going to see 500. Surely not. August. I mean, you look at the dimensions of these candles. 500 is possible. But yeah, I'd hate to see those kind of numbers actually for August. It's actually going to do that, and then the reverse split will drop it all the way down to roughly about right here.
During a global pandemic. That's amazing.
Yeah, pretty nuts, man. They want to build one more strong monthly candle out of it right here. And all of a sudden, we start trading here. I'm assuming we're going to start going back up. I'm in for it. Yeah, go ahead and close the stores. We're going to keep doing well, I guess. There's a lot going on with Apple, I guess, more than I anticipated or more than I expected. But anyway, strong one, obviously, for next week. You guys see Cisco. I know Craig and some of the others were playing Cisco. Very strong day on Friday. I mean, just look at this beast. We gapped all the way down right here at 46.66. That was what, July 29th? That was Thursday. Oh,
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So we had that big gap down on Wednesday. It dropped all the way from at 46.79, and we've slowly climbed all the way back up. But here is Friday. Let's see, where did Friday start? '31st, right here. So Friday had this sideways action. We had some dumps, some highs, double top area come back down. But overall, this thing, excuse me, this thing kept climbing. But that afternoon, man, was pretty phenomenal to see that start happening. About, was it 2 o'clock?
Yeah.
So about 2 o'clock, this thing started ticking back up, and it just pushed all the way from 46.22 to 47.11. A very strong stock going into close. Pinterest kind of had a similar outcome as well. It gapped up on Friday as well. I'll probably be watching this one to see what it does. But very nice move on Pinterest. You see how far it gapped up, all the way from down here at $25 to 34. No one anticipated that on Pinterest. It's not one I've really played before, but it caught my eye on Friday just to see how much it moved. Let's see, what's some others here. Blink is kind of recovering a little bit. I know Jace B's little favorite stock. Blink
has to come down more.
Yeah, it's come down pretty good, but it definitely has some more falling if it wants to come down lower. But it did hit $10 here on Friday. And I don't know how much lower it's going to fall than that. May continue falling more.
And they've got earnings August 12th before open.
Yeah.
One of the 850.
Yeah, if it can get down to the $8 area range right there, that would be pretty sweet.
To the gap fill.
Yeah, it did gap fill Friday.
Well, with weeks.
Yeah, I count Wix as a gap fill. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how low that thing will actually come down. If it's going to come down. I mean, it had a very, very strong day on, what was it, Thursday? Yeah, Thursday.
Nokia was a beast.
Yeah, really, really strong day on Thursday. So keep that play on your watch for when we do get an opportunity to get that one. I'm actually going to be playing down here. Let's see if I can throw myself an alert on this one. Yeah, no kill. That was a little cheap runner. Made some good moves on. I mean, look at that thing.
You caught it, Flo?
No, I didn't. I talked about it, but I didn't.
What's up, killers?
Tractable.
Yeah.
Good to hear you back, my man.
Can't wait, man. I can't wait for tomorrow to get back in the action.
How was your vacation?
It was awesome, man. It was hot as crap, though.
Hot, yeah, I'm sure it was.
In like the last 4 days of the last 4 days in the ocean, it was so rough you couldn't even swim in it. I think because of that stupid hurricane.
Yeah. Is it probably dirty too?
Rough,
Yeah.
man.
A lot of dirty water.
I'm just glad to have my good luck charm back in action.
Can't wait, man.
Did you do any good while you're on vacation?
Well, I made $1,000 the first week. The second week, the internet was spotty, and I should have quit the first day. I tried to trade on, I don't know what day it was, Tuesday or Wednesday, but the internet was like my candles on my chart were way delayed. You know what I mean? They would form, and then like 2 minutes later, another one would form. Like way delayed. They weren't forming as they should have.
Okay.
So it got me. I lost like $200 one day, and then I lost like $260 $70 another day. So I just quit trading at that point.
Gotcha.
I still made $500 on vacation, so I'm not complaining.
There you go, buddy. It's not bad. Not bad at all.
So yeah, I can't wait to get. But looks like got some good things coming up though this week. I like it.
Yeah, a lot of different sectors going to be on fire. I think more of the tech sectors are going to get some action this week. These are the earnings plays that are coming out this week, though. We've got Clorox, which is on Monday tomorrow. Really, the only ones I really like is Twilio. You may be okay on Disney and maybe Beyond Meat. I don't know. We'll see how those actually work out. WYND, though, caught me a little bit surprising because a big block trade came through on Friday for WYND. Nope, wrong WYND. This is Wyndham Hotels. This is it's not WYND Resorts. Wrong one.
You don't think Wayfair will have a good one? W?
No, I think it's puts, man. Wayfair, I don't know, because
there's a lot of stuff online and a lot of people working from home ordered office furniture and stuff.
But the CFO and the COO sold almost $3 million worth of stock Friday.
Yeah, there's a lot of CEOs that were selling, making some money from what you showed us.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play. That's what's got me kind of questions in the air on Wayfair, because the COO and the CFO both sold a large amount on Friday on Wayfair, which is obviously before earnings. You know, it's coming tomorrow or Wednesday pre-market. So
I don't see Square on that list. Isn't Square supposed to earn?
Yeah, Square's right here.
Oh, there it is. Sorry, I see it.
Yeah,
PayPal went, so I was thinking maybe Square would go too.
Yeah, Square will likely be a good one. Roku, I'm thinking Shirley's going to be good. Etsy's Shirley's got to be good. I'm watching Etsy's pretty closely. We got Fastly. I know T. Lenzer's been playing that one, and that chart has been beautiful on Fastly. If you haven't,
What is Fastly?
I don't know what Fastly is, but man, if people buying it and the chart looks good, that's all I care. I'll pull it up here. Fastly Incorporated. But yeah, it's strong stock. I mean, look at this thing. It's powerhousing.
It's cloud security.
Is it cloud security? The same sector as Twilio then.
Yeah, look at that candle on Friday.
Yeah, I mean, it's been phenomenal. Look at this. This was May. This was May 7th from $26 all the way up here next to 100.
Yeah, it was Thursday was the big day when it had the breakout of the descending triangle.
Yeah, right here. $86 and shot up to 96, and then Friday was low of 91 to a high of 97. They've got earnings coming up on Wednesday after close. So, like I said, watch that little sucker really close coming in this week. I think that's going to be a strong play. And options on Fastly are pretty nice. I'll just throw those up here real quick. You guys can, if you guys see any stock that we're talking about tonight, be sure to write it down in your notes if it's something that may be interesting to you. So we don't have to go back and recover something. But anyway, looking at options for Fastly, you're probably going to want to play the $100 strikes that expire August 7th. You might be okay. If upside wants to continue here, obviously we pushed really strong the past Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or no, this is Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I mean, we've really been pushing up from 79 all the way to 97. If this continues to run up into earnings, you could definitely see back over this $100 and beyond pretty easily. So you could probably get away with the 100, maybe even the 110s. Yeah, good volume, good close.
There was unusual option volume on Fastly for the 115th for the 21st of August. I think on Thursday or on Wednesday.
You're saying the 115s?
Yeah, for 21st of August for the monthly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised. 115s, you could even probably play on the weekly with those. Yeah, good volume, good action there.
Well, it was back down at $2, I guess, on Wednesday or Thursday when they bought it. Now they're at $2.50 already.
Yeah, they look like they moved really well, though. I mean, look at this low $3 high at 450. That's pretty good money. Even the 120s here, you could probably get away with the 130s too. It's a little low, gets a little scarce right here. 200 in volume. Yeah, this is really thin on 125s. I probably wouldn't play beyond 120s for monthlies. Obviously, August 7th, you could probably get away with the 100s, 105s. 110s, yeah, we have 110s. 115, you're cutting it a little close. I don't think I would attempt the 115s, but the weeklies, you might get away as far as 110, as far as being the cheapest end of it. But preferably, I think the solid option would be August 21st. I like the hundreds here, to be honest. August 21st hundreds look really nice. It's a nice 10-cent spread, good volume. At a low of $7, a high of $10. It's pretty good. But you could get away with 105s definitely. 110s, 115s. 115s actually had a decent amount of volume. 120s. Yeah, definitely 120s. And that's where I'd stop. I would not go past 120s on August 21st if you wanted a cheaper option. So, yeah, guys, strong candidate this week, I feel like, for FSLY. I like this play. It may have a break tomorrow. It may continue tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see what it looks like in pre-market, but a very strong candidate for a good play, in my opinion. Blink, I'm still waiting on that one to come down a little bit more, I think. But strong candidate that's coming up whenever it does. We'll obviously alert it when we're ready. Costco had a nice push going into close two here. It doesn't have earnings coming up, but I just want to take a look at the chart real quick. Costco's in a very flagging section right here. It's definitely got some sideways movement here, but it's bumped against the VWAP on Friday. There it looks like on the daily. I'll be watching this one close for an entry possibly soon.
We'd have a look at Disney. Feel the massive symmetrical wedge, and it has earnings on Tuesday.
Yeah, earnings Tuesday after hours.
Big symmetrical wedge. Has to do something.
Yeah, it's got a pretty nice action going on right there.
Well, it doesn't have the lines are not the ones I have. You combine it from dirty news.
Yeah. Just so you know, guys, you can create your own lines and actually create alerts on your lines. I found that out today. So if you guys are trying to make it a line and create a line, do not use the draw segment tool. If you want to draw a line, use the draw trend line tool. So if I want to draw a trend line, I just got to hit a peak, and you can make this angle touch wherever you need it to as far as on your candles. And as soon as I hit it there, all I got to do is right click on it, and boom, I can create an alert on that line. See how simple that is? And even horizontal lines, you'll want to use the horizontal line tool. So if I want to draw a horizontal line, let's just say maybe this resistance zone right here, I'll drag it on out here where I've got some touch from points of touching right here, and right here. And I want to create an alert on that line. I can use that tool and also right click on that line and create an alert on that line as well. So if you guys are struggling to try to make lines by obviously using the little draw segment tool here to do whatever you need it to do, obviously you can't create an alert on that line. It's just to draw a segment tool. That's all it is. So make sure to get used to that, because you can create your own alerts on your specific lines if you want to there too. That I thought was pretty cool. It's just the horizontal lines. You obviously have to use the horizontal tool, And for the trend lines that you want to draw trend line tool, not the draw segment tool. So yeah, looks like a nice little area here on Disney. I could easily right click right there on this particular line. Okay, hang on. I gotta draw this a little differently. So let's just say we want to put down here and break a VWAP. I can even put an alert on VWAP right here. I'm going to touch the sensitivity down a little bit. So whenever Disney looks like we're going to break VWAP there, it should give me some strength to show upside to potentially go up through there if I wanted to. So now I'm alerted for Disney on that. But anyway, yeah, Disney coming up. Pretty good day Thursday and Friday. It actually looked pretty poopy during the early parts of Friday. I think it pushed up with the rest of the market. Right here, you see what the early day of Friday was. It fell, came back up, and fell again. But finally actually broke out of this wedge area here. It's more or less this ascending wedge. When I draw a line through here. Actually, no, you got more of a symmetrical wedge here.
I looked it up, the 125 call for the August 21st, but had pretty good volume.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you have 3 weeks time nearly, and good volume, so should be a good one.
So looking on the daily here, especially break this VWAP area at 117.60 area right there roughly. That's a good strength. That's a good strength that it's actually turning back to bullish beyond what it's done here on the daily candle. Definitely gonna have some resistance up here at 119. But it's got a good volume shelf right here. What would be my volume shelf is you see this volume by price right here on the right side. There's 316 million in volume. This is the longest volume shelf bar on the right side at this specific price. So it shows that demand and supply is transferring more shares than any other price in this range of 114 to 117 roughly. So that, in my sense, is a decent add area right here. And looking at options for Disney. I mean, you could probably play some weeklies. You may get away with some 120s. They're a little spready there, but the volume is there. Some 120s there. It shows a low of 95 cents, a high of $1.75, so they do move. These are going to be a little violent, though. I don't think I would play. Hell, even the 125s look decent. 65 cents to 60 cents. High, a low of 31, a high of 62, and there is volume there. You may get away with the 125s. I'd be very careful with it, though, especially if the stock is not going in your favor in that momentarily time. It's obviously going to depreciate pretty quickly. It does get 13 cents of theta burn right there, which is not terrible, but that is pretty substantial, obviously, if it's going against you. But probably, preferably, be the August 21st. 120 calls maybe. Yep, good volume there. Maybe 125s. Yeah, 125s ain't too terrible. It's a little spready there, but you can still get away with it. I don't think you're going to get away with beyond that, though. That's tight. That's not terrible, but it's not excellent either. 128s, decent, man. Very low volume though. I won't touch that. 130s though, you may get away with it. August 20. Do what?
A good open interest.
Yeah.
8.6K.
Yeah, the 120, the 28s here got terrible volume. Spreads so there. Yeah, these are terrible. I'd probably play with the 21s or the 7s. I don't know if the 14s will even have action. Let's see. Low volume, but there's a little action there. Yeah, it's a little better. I probably wouldn't go beyond that 28 though. I'd probably stick with 21 or under the monthlies. Monthlies are a lot less volatile and actually move very nicely.
With the open interest.
Yeah, that's a ton of open interest. That's good open interest right there.
125, I think they have good open interest too.
Yeah, 125s. Yeah, that's a lot of open interest. Yeah, good sign. Good sign. These are probably the ones to play with. 125s and 120 Disney August 21 calls. I'd write those down. Those would be the ones I would probably touch. Let's see. What's another play that we got coming up? Roku, like I said, FSLY. We talked about FSLY. Squares, another one. SQ, I know a lot of people have been touching some of this too. It's near a very nice resistance area. It actually had a pullback on Friday, so it did not see another strong day. So it may actually come down a little bit more. I don't know. But earnings are on Wednesday. It looks like Wednesday is really going to be the hot day of earnings. You may have a little bit of action here on Thursday, but Wednesday after hours is literally the ticket here, besides Tuesday after hours here a little bit on even Activision here may be decent. Because Activision may actually be really good. Yeah, looking here on SQ, good upward trend. We've gotten some sideways action ever since the first of the month. Shows a little bit of weakness on Friday, but looking at that Friday chart, it was just more or less just choppy, just a slow downtrend. It actually came back up a little bit here. It looks like from about 2 o'clock on, kind of when the market got a little more strength from 127 to 130 here. But looking at this, it could push a decent day tomorrow. It looks like it's in a tighter channel. Obviously, if we stay up here, this 130, 129, 128 area, we may even see as low as 125. I don't know. But looking at that channel, just depending to see how well it actually looks. SQ options. If you're going to play the call side on those, you probably get away with the August 7th. Maybe 135s. Little spreading. The volume's there, though. Wouldn't play beyond that, though. 130s. Yeah, 130s are a lot better. 10-cent spread. I'd probably stick with 130s to 135 max as far out as I'd go. The monthlies are probably going to look decent, too. Yeah, 130s look really good on the monthlies. And 135s look really good on the monthlies. I don't think beyond that we're going to get much action. And I'll be dang, 140s actually don't look too bad. 45, yeah, it's there even on 145. I'll be dang, even 150 a little bit. Yeah, here's where we start dropping off. 155s, 155 low volume. It's still fairly tight though. Yeah, under 150 calls for the monthlies, and then the weeklies, guys, I'd probably stick under 135. Because 140s, dang, 140s actually got good action for the weeklies. Yeah, it starts dropping off on 145 here. So yeah, you may be okay with under 140 on the weeklies on August 7th expiration, and then under 150s on the August 21st expiration. What's this easy site to check the move a company made on previous earnings? I don't know of any site that's really going to give you that. The only site to do that is pretty much Earnings Whisper. I think he actually gives a good consensus on it. Let me go check it out real quick just to give you more of a detailed answer to that. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Earnings Whisper here. See if it pulls up. If you go to their calendar here, yeah, right here, they'll give an estimate sometimes. To be honest, you're more or less just going to have to, yeah, here you go. The description of, you're more or less just going to go back and see what kind of move the stock made on the last earnings report. You can kind of figure it out sometimes like that. But this is pretty much your only site that I would suggest anything that would remotely give you some detailed description. Now, he does highlight them, which I do show right down here. He does highlight the top picks of the week of what their last move did. Like right here, Clorox is confirmed to report earnings at approximately 6:30 on Monday tomorrow. The consensus is estimated at $2 per share of revenue. So I posted up here for you guys to be able to see. And then on Friday, August 7th, 2020, options traders are pricing in a 7.2% move on earnings, and the stock has averaged a 2.6% move in recent quarters. So if you want to look at that on a weekly basis, I post it up here every Sunday for you guys to, break out on the top stocks of this. Now, if you want to go into it, you can look at this right here. He will post up some implied volatility, highest volatility earnings release potential. Okay, the average move has been 14.7% move in past quarters. But the options implied move, which just shows that the demand for the options for these stocks can imply that potential move. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to move that much. It just implies that kind of move due to the demand for the options for these particular stocks right here. I've never played any of these right here that it shows on the highest volatility earnings releases for these particular stocks, but you guys can go look through it if you want to. It'll give you something to watch for. But that'd be my best bet as far as giving you detail on that per se. But yeah, SQ, like I said, make sure you write those down if you actually want to play SQ for earnings coming up. Clorox, there is no time to play earnings on that, obviously, but if it makes a good move tomorrow after the bell, because we'll have earnings before open, it reached all-time highs on Friday. It could potentially, continue going here or go sideways or make all-time numbers and be a strong play tomorrow. If it decides to be a strong play tomorrow, then you guys can look at some options like this. Clorox. I mean, who's not using Clorox during coronavirus, right? I guess we'll see. Some August 7th options probably. You could probably get away with the 240s. Little spready, 30-cent spread, 245s. Yeah, those are really spready. It's a little dangerous in my opinion. 250s. Yeah, I'll skip on that. The volume is there, obviously, but the option bid and ask is very spready. You probably want to shake it off to the August 21st. It's terrible. Terrible. Yeah, screw that. Not touching this. Nope, not touching that at all. I may play the August 7th 240s here. The spread is within 30 cents. It's within a little bit more reason, I guess. If this gives a strong move, I may touch those, but anything beyond that looks pretty shaky. Volume is there, but the spread is just too wide. Let's see here. Other stocks we're going to pop on. Roku. I'm going to take a look at Roku's chart so far. You guys have been playing this one many times in the past. We know the options always pay very well. We're in a little bit of a sideways channel right now. So to see how this works out, Roku is actually reporting earnings on 4 p.m. Wednesday. Okay, so you got all day Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to play this if we're going to actually push up. The consensus estimate is for a loss of 55 cents per share on the revenue of $305 million. So there's estimated to be a loss for the company. If they come out and actually prove an earning instead of a loss, then obviously this is really strong for Roku. And of course, we've seen a lot of these other tech sectors and stocks really prove, a pretty phenomenal punch. But you guys want to compare this a little bit to Netflix. You know what happened when Netflix reported its earnings? It crashed really hard. I'd hate to see this for Roku, but there is that possibility, being obviously in the same kind of realm of a stock that I'd actually compare it to would be, Netflix and Roku, kind of the same thing here. But anyway, there was a notable buying on Monday, July 20. There was a notable buying of 4,200 contracts for 125 puts. Okay, so somebody's thinking a lot of puts that expire on Friday, September 18th, 2020. Options traders are pricing in a 13.8% percent move on earnings, and the stock has averaged a 7.4% move in recent quarters. So somebody thinks a little more short-sighted of this, obviously, especially if they're thinking 55 cents per share loss on revenue. Somebody grabbed a bunch of puts, but you got to realize some of these guys that get a large quantity amount of options never should decide you if it's a buy or a sell for you. Okay, this guy could just be a downright idiot who had a bunch of money who bought puts. Okay, so don't think of that as like, okay, well, this guy bought puts, I'm gonna buy puts too. Make sure you really understand the play. I don't recommend playing any options over earnings at all. But you know, that's entirely up to you guys. If you want to actually gamble that over earnings, sometimes it can pay off really well. In the case of like Apple and Amazon and Facebook has done obviously over their earnings. But Roku's been a strong chart. It's been flagging very sideways. To see puts right here, I guess it's possible that if it actually comes back down here to see 125. I don't know. It's possible, I guess. I can't say that it isn't, but I'd hope not. But I'd be a little bit afraid to actually gamble on Roku for the put side, to be honest, into earnings. So I'll probably won't hold anything on earnings for Roku. Just play it after the fact. But options on earnings are, we'll just go ahead and take a look at Roku or options here as far as the plays for the week on that. You can play some August 7th if you were thinking call side. Yeah, there's decent volume on 165s. 170s, we're getting a little spready here. 160s, we definitely look good. 5-cent spread there. Good volume. I actually like the 160s here. That's look really good for the call side. But if you guys are thinking put side, actually, I'll cover put here in a minute. Let's go to the monthlies. Let's see what monthlies look like. 160s, yeah, excellent spread, decent volume. 165s, excellent spread, decent volume. 170s, excellent spread, decent volume. 175s, it's getting a little touchy here. And 180s, yeah, it's still there. There's a little volume there. The spread is not terrible. The spread's not terrible here, and there's a little bit of volume there. Probably beyond this is pretty disastrous, though. I'll be dang. Yeah, the spread still looks good on 185s. Okay, this is where we start dropping off. That's a little bit rough right there, 190. So probably the furthest out I'd ever even touch on this, if I was to attempt it, would be 180.
Probably 200.
Do what?
Probably the 200s for guys who don't have so much money.
Yeah, I guess 200s. You got that too. There's a little. That spread's actually pretty good at 200. Yeah. Yeah, this is disastrous at 205 though. You might get away with 200s, I guess, guys, if you actually attempt it.
It already broke out of the symmetrical wedge on Friday, and it closed above it.
Okay.
So when you look at the daily with this wick, you will compare it from this big green candle, from the big green candle, 3 candles before. Yeah.
You're talking about this candle, this trend line being
3 candles before for the lower line.
right here.
No, go up a little bit.
This one here.
No, this big green one. Yeah, from below there.
All right. I mean, yeah, I guess I can pull out 3 touches out of that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of both sides.
Yeah, we're definitely out of it there.
It had a fantastic move in the morning. I think the 160 calls went from 80 cents to $3.10 when it broke up.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Okay.
It took 2 candles or 3 candles for that move.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, 200s, you may get away with it, guys. 200 August 21s. Now, if you guys are thinking put like the majority is thinking puts, you probably want to touch maybe to see the weeklies if we thought downside here. This chart really doesn't look downside to me based off of this right now. But if you were to think downside of it, you could get away with maybe 150s. The spreads of volume is kind of there. 45. Now that's just death. I won't even touch that. I don't know. Puts don't even look attractive on this. Never have really on Roku. I've done very few puts on Roku. What do 145s look?
No, normally the puts on Roku don't have much volume. And
No.
they're very steady.
Very, very deathly on volume. Yeah, this is a little rough on the put side. There's a little bit there on the 135s, 130s. Okay, the 125s actually look pretty good. That's a decent spread, good volume for the August 21. This is literally about the best put I'm seeing right now. Yeah, that one looks a little rough. Yeah, I wouldn't really touch the puts. I would wait it out. Wouldn't even attempt to hold one overnight on that one. It'll be interesting to see what Roku brings to the table, though. But strong one, obviously, for the week. FSLY, Roku, Square, we kind of covered that one as well. Clorox, we've covered that one as well. BYND, I hate BYND, okay? But I'll go ahead and throw it up here and let you guys look at it. BYND is a very fickle stock. It's very temperamental. It has its own mood swings, it seems like. But as you see right here, we have a massive mix of up and downs all the time with BYND. But other than that, I mean, you guys can play BYND if you want to.
You need volume. Look at the volume. It's so tiny. But if it gets volume, it's one.
Yep. Yeah, good. Need some volume there. Obviously, these moves right here put up some decent volume. But we bounced in this little area right there. I was thinking more put side on this one. But you know, earnings are coming up on Tuesday evening. Yeah. Average 200-day moving average of 103.45. Overall earnings estimates have been revised lower since the company's last earnings release. The stock has averaged a 23% move on earnings in recent quarters. Also, the short interest has decreased since the company's last earnings release, while the stock has drifted higher by 14.2%.
Don't they normally release news before earnings for a spike or a little bit later? I think it was last time it was like that. It had a spike before and then earnings.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm not sure on that one. It's possible.
But tomorrow you may have a look at Target
Mm-hmm.
and Chewy.
Yeah, those are good charts, but those aren't earnings plays yet. But anyway, yeah, it's up to you guys if you want to play with BYND. I don't really like it here. I mean, it'll obviously cause interest to me if it looks like it's pushing out a good chart for the day. But as a whole, it's not something that really interests me right now. MRNA, they got earnings reporting on Wednesday morning. MRNA's made a really strong move too. Biotech, obviously the race to find the vaccine, had a very rough day on Friday, looks like. Pull the 5-minute on that one. Yeah, really rough day on Friday. Looks like that 73.60 area was a supportish range. I don't know what mRNA is going to do. I may hold off on that one, but it actually has played decent in the past on mRNA. Obviously, monthlies. I would not touch a weekly on a biotech like that. Some $80. A little rough on that spread. Yeah, so.
But Mike, isn't that normal when it has such a big red data as because don't have much volume?
Yeah, generally. The put side of this probably looks better. You're probably right there. Now, never mind. The put side looks terrible too. 78 shares on the put side, even in the money. The 80s look like in the money. Yeah, only 43. Look, that's rough. Never mind. Options look a little flux on that one there, but you could play it if you guys wanted to, if you got actually showed a good momentum for it. I do want to look at Activision here. ATVI. Activision's put up a very nice chart ever since the low of March is down here. It didn't really fall super hard. I mean, we fell some from the highs in February, but Activision's put up a really nice chart here. We'll see how this thing actually continues. Obviously, some of these days are really short. They're not really long volume days, like $2 days. Looks like Friday was a $2 day. So about a $2 move is what Activision does. Never played options on this. ATVI, let's see what they look like. $85 calls. Wow. Okay. They look good. Very nice spread. Actually, the bid and ask is exactly the same. But the volume right there is really good. Open interest is really good. Those $85 calls for this week. What do the 90s look like? Hell, the 90s look really good, guys. This has got awesome options. Love that volume. Low of 55 cents, a high of $1.14. Really nice. Really, really nice. And we didn't close at the high of day either. And the options almost closed at the high of day. How funny is that? The stock didn't close at the high of day, but yet the options are closing near the high of day. What do the hundreds look like? Look at that, 38 cents, 40 cents. That's a tight spread. Volume is definitely low when you're that far out of the money. But those actually may do really well. I'm actually going to put this one definitely on the watch for a good play. I like those options. What do the monthlies look like here? 85s, 3. Oh man, that is a really good spread and really good volume. 8,700 in volume, 5-cent spread. The 90s had 10-cent spread and almost 3,000 volume. 100s here at 55 cents. Look at this, 1 cent spread on the 100s. That's really good, guys. 31 cents on the low, 68 cents on the high. Good volume, good spread. I don't know if I'd go beyond that though. Yeah, this is where we start tapering off. 105s, 110s. Yeah, I wouldn't touch it beyond that. But 100s or lower on the monthlies here, August 21s. I like those options. Really, really good looking options. But yeah, I'll go ahead and take a look at some of those charts you guys were talking about. What Chewy? Yeah, Chewy pushed up a nice candle for Friday near a resistance point right here. I had a little old trend line there earlier on. Good flag pattern going on right here though. Let's see what she does as far as performing higher here. I like that though. That's a good move on Chewy. And Chewy options actually aren't too terrible either for a play this week. If she wants to continue momentum, 55 probably strikes for the monthlies. Get away with it. Yeah, it's decent. 63 cents bid, 70 cents ask, 726 volume. It's decent. Probably not beyond that though. Yeah, that's a little rough right there. Maybe even in the money a little bit on these. The 50s look like. Yeah, I may play some of these in the money at 50 bucks. Man, you can get away with those 55s, I think, for Chewy for the same week. Probably going to be better off for the monthlies though on this. 55s. Yeah, this is a little bit more my alley. 168, 180, decent volume. Oh wow, very nice. Look at these. The $60 strikes that expire in August 21st. That's a really good option right there. 1 cent spread, 1,000 in volume, low of 29, a high of 69. That's really good. I like that right there. Good strong chart. It didn't close the options at high of day, but it got very close to high of day on the option chain there. So definitely looks like a good candidate for this week. Make sure I got that in my watch list. Yes, I do. TGT target. That one had a strong day on Friday. They're definitely way up here on a volume shelf. Definitely way up here. Looks like we're at a double top, to be honest. Yeah, we're definitely at a double top there. What's a horizontal line look like right here?
Close very strong,
Mm-hmm.
which could help it push through in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good horizontal line there. That may definitely break some higher highs on that one. I'm gonna have to throw target up here on my little shindig here.
For me, I have a hope for breakout. If it breaks, it's okay. If it goes back, have to pull back, then wait for a pullback on support.
Yeah, that looks really good. I like target. What's the options chain look like on this?
Decent.
Let's see the weeklies here. 125. We can probably get away with 130s. A little bit rough there. 125s. That's decent. Probably want to go to the August 21st then, because those weeklies.
Monthlies 130 look good.
Yeah, that's good. That does look good. 130s for this month expiration. 135s. Yeah, you're low volume, but the spread's 5 cents. As long as it stays tight, nice and tight, it could be decent there. But low volume. I'd probably stick with 130s. I like these 130s August 21st. You'd probably step it out here to September 28th if you want to get beyond this. Yeah, that's super low volume though. That's rough.
No.
It's rough volume. 130s is not terrible at September's, but I'm not really long term on Target. But if you want to throw Costco, Target, Kroger, maybe even some Walmart altogether, maybe have some decent action between those tickers altogether. If you want to write those down, Walmart, Target, Costco, and Kroger. Go ahead and make sure you guys kind of compare those in a similar sector. What is Kroger looking like right now? Kroger's decent. It's pushed up some decent moves here. Costco. Whoops, wrong thing. Costco, yeah, it's got a nice push up here. It's flagging sideways for now. Walmart's definitely come back pretty good. Oh, it hit my alert there. Okay, it's definitely come back a little bit. But anyway, that sector is probably going to start heating up somewhat soon here too if it gets a good pullback.
Walmart came back to support.
Yeah.
JSP alerted it. It was really awesome bounce.
Okay.
And it made it, and as you see, it made a nice hammer candle on the daily.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it did.
I didn't realize it in time, unfortunately, but JSP alerted it. Pretty good.
Nice. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's kind of covered the main stocks that I really want to look at here. Let me see some of the others. You guys got mentions of any other?
Well, I think there could be some continuation on QCOM, probably, and PayPal. Both did consolidate on a very high level like AMD. So
Yeah.
maybe have another leg.
Even QCOM too. I'm watching QCOM fairly closely too from its big gap up on earnings. See how that one goes sideways for the most part. Piblani, CHGG. We'll go ahead and take a look at that for you there, buddy. Chegg. Man, Chegg, really strong chart for Friday. Yeah, really good chart on Friday.
Yeah, they have earnings.
Mm-hmm.
On Monday.
I guess on Monday, yeah.
And somebody said the 90
after hours.
Good volume.
Yeah, really good chart right there. We've pushed up high since May. I want to say this was off of its last earnings. What is Chegg? Is this the same sector as Twilio too?
It's education, online education.
Yeah, education
big
stuff.
textbooks and stuff.
Okay. Now that chart looks really good. They hammered that out on strong on Friday.
That should definitely be scalpable tomorrow morning, I think, with their ER tomorrow.
Yeah.
After close.
Yeah, so too.
LR looks like it hit support on Friday as well. Huh, Clark?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is a support, and I have my finger, I hate that word hope, but I think with CHGG running, I think that learn will get a little bit of a pop too.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch
Like-
that tomorrow. I've got that one on my list now. Good.
Yeah, sorry guys, I just logged in. I, for some reason, was looking at Mike's Eastern time, and it's 5 o'clock my time right now.
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock my time too, but I have my computer set on Eastern time, so it doesn't mess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like that one. That Boxel, BOXL. I kind of posted it in the Elite chat, the earnings release, but I don't know. I think honestly, the more I'm talking to people, the two kids that were here, the one kid's definitely going to be homeschooled also. Wyatt had two friends over, and then the other parent, if their kid has to wear a face mask, they're going to homeschool them because it kind of makes sense. They said that there's so much education given with facial expressions. You know what I mean? Like when a child does good, you smile and acknowledge it, and you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And they're like, if all of my kid's going to see is eyeballs, that makes no sense. I'm paying for a teacher, to actually teach. So I don't know, but I think there's going to be a lot of online stuff for kids and stuff. But
Yeah, a guy I know in Oregon, they said that they're not doing in school until like November 13th or so. It's all going to be online.
yeah, crazy.
And don't think about the kids. Look at all the adults making further education. I think a lot of them will be online.
Yeah, I don't know how screwed the adults are for jobs. I mean, if they're not working, I don't know. I guess it makes sense. I mean, all of us think we're smarter than teachers, and I don't think I am, but I think I can educate my kids on stuff that the schools can't educate them on either. I mean, even with stocks, just little by little, trying to get them more interested in that. But you got to make it fun. That's the hard part. But CRUS, I really like that one too. It's Cirrus, CIRRUS is the name of the company, Cirrus Logic. 79% of their business is with Apple, and they have earnings August 3rd after hours too. So I'm kind of looking for that one to have a definite, scalpable day too.
You said Cyrus Logic?
Yeah, CRUS.
Yeah, I see it there. Okay, and that ticker symbol is
CRUS.
Yeah, CRUS.
okay. I'm going to throw this up on my watch. As far as to answer your question on CHGG here, the options I'm really liking here are these $100 strikes for expiration August 21st. Decent volume and decent spread. These actually look pretty good. That's as far as you can, or far as close as you can go. I wouldn't go beyond that because it gets really thin here.
Yeah, 90s and 100s had some volume in them.
Yeah, 90 is really good, and 100, but this 100 it would be as far out as I'd go on those. To answer your question on that Pavlani for options. CRVS, you said?
Oh no,
CRUS.
US.
Pretty good strong chart on Friday.
Yeah, I thought it was big push. I didn't realize they were tied in with Apple. So they ran after, Apple's earnings or whatever. They ran pretty hard.
Let's see. How do these daily candles look? 64, so $4, $3 mover. Probably some monthlies on this. $70. A little spready on the options there. What do the monthlies look like? Or the weeklies? Yeah, it's a little rough on the options. If you can get a good fill on the cheap side of that, maybe it might be decent, but those weeklies and the monthlies look pretty rough, even near the money here at $70. 330 on the ask, 275 on the bid, only 111 contracts.
Yeah, and that's not that small of a float.
Yeah.
Weird.
On the 7th of August, not surprising. That's not much volume, I guess.
Well, even the 21st, I mean, they're a little rough. It's only 111 there too. Maybe if I step it out to September, what do we get? Only 29.
But I will look at 21st, a little bit higher price. So guys,
We got nothing on January.
Oh.
Yeah, these options are a little rough. A little bit rough.
Yeah, they are pretty spready.
Mike, can you look at the 21st for probably 80
80 that far out?
or 75?
There's only 2 contracts. A little
Have a
rough.
hard time selling those.
I mean, if I can't get it near the money, as close as $70, I mean, I think it's going to be a little rough. Especially for that.
There's probably going to be better plays out there too. I didn't realize the options were that spready. If you bid low enough, you never know.
Yeah, who knows?
Then you have to sell it.
Yeah, it depends if you can get someone to buy it from you too.
Yeah. Well, Spaceballs has earnings Monday, and I like Spaceballs because it's chart-wise, it's on a support at 22.
And with the whole space thing happening today, with the crew coming back down to Earth, I don't know how much the people want to play with that in correlation with space. I don't know. Virgin Galactic sure felt inclined to tweet about it, though.
But I think going forward, this stock's going to be $100 someday. I think.
Yeah, in time.
In a year or two or whatever. But Space and BYND. I pulled up BYND, and their earnings are Tuesday, and they're at a support also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't like BYND for product. It's just a hype. You know what I mean? It's just a hype play pretty much. But it might do another stupid move again. BYND.
We talked about it before, Clark, on BYND.
Okay, yeah. Lulu looks really good. They don't have earnings, but they sure do have a nice chart. Walmart, I've got wrote down at 129 if it dips down. And Netflix. I'm looking to see if 492 holds on Netflix. And that's about all I wrote down. I was kind of dinking around yesterday with some charts and looking around, but
yeah, Netflix has been dancing around my ad zone here. I've just been hesitant on it.
yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'd like to see a little bit of a pop maybe before I get in, but make sure it's going to hold, I guess.
Yeah. I think in time we're going to go back up here to the 500s again. Eventually.
What about Snap with the TikTok news?
I don't think it's going to help it. Microsoft was in works of trying to actually buy TikTok, and that's actually popped Microsoft up pretty good.
Yeah, but Trump kiboshed the thing, so they're not doing it.
Yeah. So I don't know how it's going to look for Snap or Microsoft.
Twitter.
Microsoft got a pop too at the same time.
Yeah, I
Around
was
the
playing
time.
it. Yeah, I was playing it Friday afternoon when I saw that news, but I caught it a little too late.
Gold is above 2,000 now, guys. You see that? Futures are open now, and gold's above 2,000. Futures are a little bit red right now.
Bitcoin's at 11,000 too. Looks like the dollar's losing strength.
Yep. Dow's up 12 points, and SPY is dancing around 326 right now. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what market goes. If gold's going to be hot, if markets are going to struggle like this and gold's going to be hot, then by all means, be watching your gold tickers. I've got some right here I watch here, gold. Some of these gold tickers or metal tickers, I want to say, something related to gold and silver. And they're all pushing highs. So they all almost have an identical chart. It's nuts. So if you guys want to play some of those, you definitely can. They actually supply some decent move for options too. Yeah, gold breaking. Pull it up right now. Yeah, gold. Nah, it's right at it. Never mind. It didn't quite break it. Someone was screaming it broke, but it did not break. It's at 1994. It's close enough, I guess.
Which one do you like the best when you're talking about gold tickers? GOLD or GLD?
GLD.
GLD.
Yeah, GLD's always been a decent options player. I mean, you could get you some 190s here. I mean, look at the volume that they got. Good spread, 216, 222, 5,000 in volume. You probably get as far out as 200s here. And they're at 62 cents and 63 cents. There you go, float. 7,000 in volume. The low is 51 cents and the high is 64 cents. So, you know, they're not huge movers right now, but you're in a safe bet with August 21 expiration. As long as GLD keeps climbing. I mean,
You don't like the weekly, the August 7th?
Yeah, we probably could play some of those, maybe 190s. Yeah, oh hell yeah! Look at that, 16,000 in volume. You could probably play the weeklies there.
And I mean, certainly even the 200s will move if it's a strong mover, huh?
Yeah, look at that. The low is 9, the high is 14.
Yeah.
10, 11. You might be okay with those.
Yeah, I'm looking to go small, super small next week, just to get my process back in check.
I mean, you could play gold too. I think I've done that one before too. It's a cheaper one. It moves like snot though.
Yeah.
It is like super, super slow.
I'm like 3 for 2 on gold, GOLD.
Yeah, you see how spready the options are on gold too.
Yeah. And if it moves like snot, it's not gonna be able to keep my attention.
I think I had 2 losers on that one and 3 winners. But yeah, it was my fault. I didn't play it right, and I anticipated it was on a support or whatever, and I anticipated more volume, and it just didn't come.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, GLD is my favorite if I ever touch the gold ones.
Gotcha.
And they're still pretty cheap, looks like.
Yeah.
With excellent volume. I love the volume that they come in with.
Guy told me last week to go gold and everything. I wish I'd have listened to him.
Yeah, there's strong charts right now. I'll definitely keep them on the radar to play.
I mean, it makes sense if dollar is losing value, then it makes sense that gold, silver, stuff like that's going to move up.
Yeah. KL, what's KL? Kirkland Lake Gold. Okay, that is another gold ticker. I need to add it on here too. Look at that chart. KL, nice strong push on Friday.
Yeah, that's a nice candle.
What do the options look like on that one? Looks like August 21st is as close as you can get, and 65s are as far out as you can get. Little spreading, 25-cent bid, 40-cent ask, only 168 volume. 60s here, little better, 95-cent, $1.10, 1,022 volume. 55s, even a little better, 10-cent spread, 1,600 volume. If I was playing these, I'd probably touch these 55s. But as far as for cheap accounts, I don't see it being that great, as good as GLD.
No.
Yeah, this chart does pretty decent moves. It's like 45 to 55. I mean, 70s here. That's
Pretty
too
top, pretty toppy looking, huh?
Yeah, just a bit. Just a bit.
TRVN, that's a FDA play for August 7th. I wouldn't do, I personally wouldn't do options in it, but it might be just a chart for commons.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those FDA plays I don't like doing options in unless you go small.
Mm-hmm.
Really small. Some of them burn you pretty fast.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
You just got to remember, float. It's a long game. That's the main thing. We can't make it in a week or a month or a year. It's
Yeah.
a long process.
I'll never make it if I don't implement my risk management. So.
Yeah,
Touching the hot stove.
you know, and Apple might be one for continuation. I mean, you got to kind of keep an eye on some of that too. I mean, we'll keep an eye out, see what happens. There'll always be plays for sure. There's always one play.
Absolutely.
Stupid Kodak, keep an eye on that.
That's going down, huh?
I would think so. Gosh, it was $3 and it's still at 21. I don't know if they're going to try to bounce that or not. Let me pull up that chart quick. It's a small damn float. That's what scares me about Kodak, because of it doesn't, to me, it doesn't take much to manipulate that chart. So,
Well, didn't a CEO or somebody unload it?
a bunch, yeah. I would think Kodak would go back down to 10, I don't know, even $9.50 maybe. I would think $9.50, and then I think they'll try to bounce it from there. You know, 9, I don't know, somewhere in that area. But I think once it gets down again, they'll try hyping that thing back up, because they just saw the power upside on that. So who knows? But that might be a fun one because it is volatile. But if it gets to 9, it's beautiful because it can hit 18 super easy. That's 100%.
Mm-hmm. YUMC.
The puts only go down to $15 now.
I don't know but much about Yum China Holdings. Roller. It's a China stock. I'd be a little cautious of the China stocks, to be honest. I don't know when Trump's going to pull the rug out.
Man, that's a nice chart for swinging.
Yeah.
That's big moves every day.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like. I don't know what the options would pay on it. Yeah, I'm not a huge one on China either. I wouldn't do a long-term investment in that kind of stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Looking pretty good.
PayPal, T. Dawson. PayPal's always paid pretty good. So as long as you know how to, know what you're doing on buying that chart. PayPal always does pretty good for options.
The close very good, very strong.
Yeah, very strong move. Obviously, the Thursday and Friday here with earnings beat. That's kind of why I think it's going to be really good with, SQ. SQ.
Oh, yep. They got earnings this week.
So watching SQ closely, I think could be potentially pretty good. SQ is pushing right up here at the top of this area. We could easily see 140 out of SQ. I don't know if you guys want to actually lotto a swing on that one into earnings. The earnings report play on that one is going to be Wednesday after close. So playing the SQ earnings or SQ options on that one, you could probably get away with the August 21s a little bit safe and play the 140s. And their volumes are decent. And it looks like the options gain about 36 cents for every dollar that SQ makes. So every dollar the stock goes up, you're going to be gaining 36 cents a contract. The 135s are even better at 44 cents a contract. So there is that. I may swing some of SQs. I don't know.
That should be a decent one. I think you definitely get movement on it 2 days before, I think.
Yeah.
I think Tuesday, Wednesday, you could easily scalp 20%, even if, 20, 30%.
Yeah, exactly.
Money's money.
Money is money. Absolutely.
It'll be a weird sediment this week, too. I don't know. I just always scratch my head on SPY.
Yeah, I mean, if Apple pushes out the gate even stronger tomorrow, I think it's going to help SPY a little bit again. Could be wrong. Just pay close attention to that heat map. It's kind of funny on the heat map how many times the stocks look like they're, the ones that did really green end up being red, and the ones that did really red end up being really green the following day. The healthcare sector got chewed up pretty good. Financials a little bit, not bad. Industrials. I mean, Google got chewed up pretty good, looks like. Did they lose on their earnings, I guess?
I think they beat one and lost on the other, but I forgot what the deal was, why they didn't like that.
And Facebook, man, look at Apple, 10%, 8%. Amazon,
that's huge,
almost 4%,
Amazon should be a grinder, I would think. Long term, you might as well just, I forgot what it's at, $3,000. You might as well just put $4,000 as a call a year out on Amazon.
They're even expensive. I can get September's in there, and they're decently priced, I guess. But you get you some November's maybe 4,000 calls. They're still $67.
Yeah.
You get yourself 5,000 calls. You're rounding that area of $19. Even September 18s. What the 4,000s look like here. I've played these a few times. Yeah, wow, they're all the way down to $14. Wow, they've lost value. They've lost value pretty good. 3,500s. Probably the October 4,000s may actually do okay. Yeah, that's a little bit more decent volume too, decent price. That's a little more in the realm of potential right here. These Amazon 4,000s for October. Looks a little better. January. And you're paying $100 contract. 4,500s, what are we looking like? 53 contract. 5,000s, 32 a contract. Yeah, Amazon's always been a good payer.
That stupid beast just keeps running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, AVGO Creeds. I was looking at the chart on that one earlier today too. ER is 9.3. It popped up on a scanner that I was working with somebody with, and it popped up on a scanner today. AVGO in a consolidation.
Oh, is that the one that ran really well on Friday?
Yeah, it ran really good on Friday, but it's in a consolidation zone here. That's why I there's a scanner that you guys can pull up now here on Trendspider that I was playing with. It's this called the decreased range ATR. You can scan it and actually pull up stocks, and AVGO is one of them, but it pulls up stocks that are channeling sideways for a period of 10 days. And it's pretty cool. It pulled this one up here too. Was looking at it. I've got an alert set right here at that 325 break, and also I've got an alert set on this trend line right here at 321. And we start looking for strength. But yeah, I like that one, Creed's AVGO. 918s are the best date for open interest. Okay. 320s, 340s, and 360s. Well, there you go. Yeah, that's a strong one. It looks good. Looks good. Any other stocks you want to look at, guys, before we call it a night? Futures are kind of flat right now, so.
Clorox has got earnings right away in the morning, so that might help set a little bit of a tempo too, good or bad.
Yeah.
But that could be a potential play too. If Clorox has decent earnings, you might be able to ride that a little bit tomorrow too.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah. I can't see it going away. I think Clorox will be decent for in the future. People are always going to be freaked out about cleanliness now.
Yeah. Yep. SQ, someone was asking about SQ. SQ earnings are on Wednesday at close, after hours. You got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to play SQ, 3 days. All right, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure as always. And I guess let's kick some butt tomorrow and have us a strong week.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Thank you, Mike. Good night, team.
Yep. Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Later, Coochie.
Coochie.
Whether you're brand new to trading or a seasoned pro, generating winning trade ideas and experiencing consistent trading success just got a whole lot easier. Magic Ticker's trading doesn't just provide you with high-quality trade alerts and high-probability setups. We emphasize education every step of the way. With our daily interactive live stream trading, live stream education courses, and exclusive one-on-one coaching, opportunities are sure to come knocking at your door. Let us shorten your learning curve, build your confidence, and help you maximize gains with our live trading support and education. For more information, visit us at www.magictickerstrading.com.